First off, motion controls. If you're going to try to climb the ranked ladder with Squiffer, you need to start using motion controls now. In addition to that, find a comfortable sensitivity. Consistency is key with any charger. Moving on, let's talk about the weapon itself. Squiffer is the shortest range charger. Even with MPU or main power-up, it is outranged by Bamboozler and Gootuber. Squiffer's whole gimmick is that it can charge a shot full speed in the air, which allows for better movement while charging. You want to do this most of the time you charge. Jumping means committing though, so you may need to be aware of your surroundings so that you don't jump into a bomb or Rainmaker shot. Now, into positioning. Before that, we need to discuss the right-hand peek advantage. In Splatoon, your Inkling or Octoling holds their weapon right-handed. While this may not be too important for other weapons, it allows for charges to stay mostly behind cover while also being able to fire back at your opponent. Only apply this when you see the opportunity. Don't find the nearest place you can do it in the middle of a fight and die repositioning. Squiffer is a midline slayer, meaning it is an aggressive weapon that still functions at range and plays a bit further back than a frontline slayer like Dualies or Splattershot. If you're playing classic Squiffer, you may want to play a bit differently, but I'll cover that later. In most cases, you want to have your opponent within your range and kill them from an off angle or position your opponent doesn't expect. This also leads me into weapon matchups. Depending on the type of weapon you're fighting, different positions will be more effective than others. Say for instance, a blaster is fighting you. The blaster can force you off of a right-hand peek advantage position, so that you want to play a bit differently. Against longer range weapons like E-Leader, you need to approach carefully, taking cover when you see their laser pointed at you. Alright, time to talk about kits. I think I know a little bit about all of them. I'll start with the Classic Squiffer. Classic Squiffer is one of the most competitively viable, and with its 170p armor and good paint output. It's played as a support, and kind of plays like a junior with more kill potential. It can paint for teammates to move up, and can check ledges and flanks with a point sensor. Armor is the best support special in the game, being able to give all of your teammates extra HP almost instantly, and invalidating other one-hit weapons. Next is New Squiffer. This is the most versatile of the three Squiffers. It has Baller, which can be used to either push into enemy territory or escape from a bad situation. Autobomb is good for figuring out if an opponent is near you while also being a good poking tool. A solid choice for anyone new to the weapon. And finally, Fresh Squiffer, my personal favorite and the most aggressive of the three. It has a Suction Bomb, which is great at stalling objective and poking at your opponent. Additionally, it has one of the only two solo playmaking specials in the game, Inkjet. Inkjet allows for you to have more aggressive potential and to create holes in your enemies' defenses. Now, this next section is more optional, and that is Splashdown canceling. While it is optional, I recommend that you learn how to cancel Splashdown by the time you get to S or S+. In the training room, the dummy on the grates is about the same height as Splashdown. To practice, you can try and flicking your shot up and hitting the dummy. Once you learn how to do this, it can save plenty of your teammates, team fights, and even games. I'll keep this next segment relatively short, as it isn't the most important thing, but it has its benefits. Gear. For the most part, my gear kit is the same for all three of the Squiffers. For Classic Squiffer, you want around 2 mains and 4 subs of MPU. You can also run LDE or Special Charge Up for the final main. For New Squiffer, you want to run basically the same thing with a few subs of Swim Speed Up. And Fresh Squiffer. I usually run 2 mains of MPU along with Drop Roller on the shoes. My gear kits are on screen now. If I went into too much detail, I could have made this a National Geographic documentary on how to play Squiffer, but these are the most important parts. If you want a guide on how to just improve in general, I recommend Squid Schools' video on how to rank up. The channel link will be in the description. And with that, good luck at getting good at Squid Game.